Now, weed on this pregnancy test. Why is there 2 lines?
I've been all in my phone, I got options. And I don't wanna tell you to drop it, but I don't wanna play your fair. Yeah, something.
Jump scare! Welcome to, or welcome back. Your girl decided that it was time to do a sit down, get ready with me, but also beat this face, but also give you guys a story time, because one of the frequently asked questions that I get as a mother is, how did I think of the names of the kids? Like, how do we name our children? And also, like, in terms of, like, did me and my husband kind of agree on the names? Because people think they're unusual. I don't think they're unusual. What do I know? I've only got 3. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I thought I would share with you guys also within this sort of like how we pick their names, what their names are and stuff. I thought I would share with you guys how I found out I was pregnant with each one of them. While I actually get this face on, I've actually started to fill in my eyebrows, because if I came on this internet without the brows on, you lot would have said this isn't even the same girl I subscribe to. So we had to put those on a little bit. Yeah, I say a little bit because I haven't actually concealed the bottom yet. And by the way, just for anyone who wants to know, which one day I will do like an in-depth just makeup, chatting makeup, all things makeup, details, soft glam, easy glam, LLM glam. But I just use mascara. I brush the hairs with mascara. If you follow me on TikTok, then you would know that's the vibe. And on that note, please do follow me on both my social media platforms. And if you haven't already, subscribe. I am looking really, really tired, because I am. I'll be honest. I'm a mum, yeah? And sometimes these children want to be up late, and I've got to be up with them. Yeah. I actually need to have a word with them about that, because this is not on. This is actually not on. Because why am I looking at this? Right. I'm going to start with my skin prep. And first things first, just going to put some Carmex on my lip. Don't judge me with my mug. Nanny Norma got me this mug, okay? And I have to keep them, because when she comes to my house, imagine if she says, oh, where's your mugs, means? And then the mugs are in the bin. What am I going to show her? So I must keep my mug. Yeah, let's get into this face. I'm going to get into my skincare. I'm not really going to be giving you guys details on products while I'm talking. I think I'll probably just answer the just like comment below if there's anything that you want to know about. And then like we can have a chit chat in the comment section, because I love to talk. So yeah, meet me in the comment section. And if I am looking away, whether it be over this side or that side, it's just because I've got 2 mirrors set up. So yeah, just excuse me on that one. And I'm just going to correctly like do my under eyes. Anyway, we'll start off with my first child. Some of you guys are very much, this might be your first video that you've seen. So I have got 3 daughters. And even just having daughters was actually mad, because I grew up with 6 brothers and it was just me till last month. Well, I remember the day like it was yesterday, that I made this crazy prayer. Like, this prayer was deep. This prayer to God, right, was, if I don't have a sister, as in like my mum was pregnant with one of my brothers, and I was like, if it's not a girl, I just want girls. The prayer was so deep. I think as a child, I don't think anyone has made a prayer that deep as a young child. Like, how was I even that sincere? Like, it was so sincere. So when I gave birth to a girl, and then a girl again, and then another girl, I said, well, don't tell me God ain't real now, because that prayer was hitting different. Because I was so surprised to have like 3 daughters, especially where I've just got brothers. I don't know. It's got nothing to do with me whether we have a daughter, whether we have a daughter or a son. But still, I just thought it was just so crazy. But like, I was like to my husband, look, I'll be so real. The prayer that I made as a child, I don't think there's boys coming. I don't think the man them's coming. Do you know what I mean? We very much got married in 2014. And when I got married, it was one of them things where, you know, you kind of have aspirations to travel and do everything else that I feel like couples should do before they go and like have kids and stuff. Which we did. Like, we went to France. Like, we went away a few times, and it wasn't even too deep. Like, it was fine. It was just like, I didn't have that much interest. I think I have more of an interest now to travel than I did back then anyway. So it was one of them ones where it's like, bruh, deep if I didn't travel. But in hindsight, when you look back, you think you kind of wish that you did a little bit more traveling, just because like as a couple, time that is very hard to get that time now, especially with children. And when you have multiple, it's even harder. So So I got married in 2014 and then I found out I was pregnant in December of 2015, right? And girl, when I tell you, I was shocked. It's not even just like not trying for a baby or whatever. It was just, I don't know, I wasn't ready. Like in my head, I actually wasn't ready, genuinely. I never really used to be that regular with my periods around them times. It was it was not like some people have apps and they'll say, look, you're gonna come on your period on the 1st of Jan. And on the 1st of Jan, red rivers are flowing. For me, it was a thing where like I might be off a couple days here and there, a bit early, a bit late. So I never really was like dead on regular, but I wasn't like super irregular. Do you know what I mean? So if I was a bit late for a couple days, it wouldn't be that deep. It was one really random day. I really fancied a hot bath. Like hot baths are my go-to. Y'all, I don't care for showers, you know, but when it comes to a bath, that is literally my life. So I was really like into this bath or whatever, yeah? I don't even know why, but I think we just had like bottles of Schlur in the fridge. I don't remember if there was any occasion because we only ever used to buy Schlur when it was an occasion, you lot. That's like the halal champers, right? You get the Schlur out. So anyway, we had Schlur. So I went downstairs just before my bath and I poured Schlur. Now I've left the Schlur in like on my side table next to my bed and I've had my bath. I didn't even take the Schlur into the bath. Child, why was I even that tapped? Why am I not even taking the Schlur into the bath? I don't even know why the Schlur was on the side of the table. Like, I'm a new married woman and I'm there taking the Schlur, not even in the bath. I finished from the bath and I remember putting on perfume because girl, like make sure you lot smell good for your man, okay? I don't remember what the scent was, but all I do remember is when I then sipped the Schlur after I've literally come out the bath, fresh pajamas, skin has been cream, nice, moisturized and oiled. Put the perfume on. Then what did I do? Went to drink some Schlur. I could taste the perfume in the Schlur. It just wasn't even making sense. I went to go rinse my mouth out because I thought, I don't know what I thought actually. Like in that moment, it was just very weird. And I was like, no way, why am I tasting the smells? Like it was so strange. And then another thing that was quite weird was that bleach. So we had like flash bathroom spray to clean up the bath and we had the bleach one. Why is the bleach just making me heave? Like this is all within the space of like 10-15 minutes, right? Anyway, after I've cleaned out the bath with the bleach and the bleach is making me feel just some type of way, I went back in my bedroom and I went to sip the Schlur again like one idiot. And I'm like, nah, I said no. Someone's contaminated my Schlur. Me being the dramatic babe that I am. No sir, I said what's going on here? I didn't think much of it because there wasn't much to think of. Does that make sense? Like there isn't much to think of because I don't know what it's like to be pregnant. So I don't know these symptoms. I don't know anything. All I know is that it was the most strangest thing ever because I think I was about 5 days late and like me being late, I might be late like a few days, but like 5 days was a bit dramatic. Do you know what I mean? I must have taken a pregnancy test, went in the bathroom, took this pregnancy test just thinking, yeah, like we'll see what's going on. And for me, it was a thing of just like rule it out because things are just weird. Like I feel weird within myself. Again, because I've never been pregnant before, feeling weird was strange because I was like, bruv, why am I feeling weird? Nah, look at these brows. These brows are 10 out of 10. Don't chat to me. My brows are always on 10. Thank you. By the way, I hope you're not expecting some aesthetic like swoop and transitions. Nah, I'm gonna fling it on like me and you are sitting down on FaceTime. Sorry, hon. I went in the bathroom. I sat on the toilet. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the hell, like, are these two lines? Bear in mind, before I took the pregnancy test, first time in my life taking a pregnancy test, before I took the pregnancy test, I read the box. So I know exactly what I'm looking for. Why am I picking up the box to read it again to confirm what I'm seeing is for real? And then I remember I called my husband's mobile phone. He was downstairs. I called man's mobile phone. I said, I beg you come to the toilet. Beg you come to the toilet right now. And he's telling me, why? What do you need? Toilet roll? Do you need toilet roll? I said, come to the toilet. And these times, people them are in the yard. So I'm not trying to be loud. I'm not trying to call man's name like I'm just like, no, I don't need toilet roll. Just come to the toilet. Just come to the toilet, yeah? So he comes upstairs. When I hear my man coming up the stairs, I unlock the door. So I reach over, yeah, like reach. Unlock the door. He comes, he pips his head in. And I'm like, bam, I just showed him the stick with the two lines, right? My husband was like, what's that? What does that mean? I passed man the box. I said, read the back. Read the back, bro. He's reading the back. He said, "You're pregnant. You're actually pregnant, like for real, pregnant." I said, "I think so." And then we was looking at each other like, what? We're pregnant? Like, it was a bit of a bad thing, you get me? Because, girl, y'all, I wasn't ready. You're not ready. But I feel like there's no such thing as being ready when it comes to pregnancy. I'll be so real. Like, if I'm actually keeping it a buck, there's actually no such thing as being ready. Does that make sense? With that, it was just one of them ones. It was like, oh my gosh, you're actually pregnant. And then it was like, okay, how are we going to tell everybody? Do you know what I mean? Because we've never had to tell anyone this information. So how are we going to tell everyone? And I think we told his parents first. So we called them. And it's so crazy because his mum, because she was like, he goes, like, we need to tell you something. And his mum was like, Amina's pregnant. And then he was like, yeah. And then she was like, like, I just knew it. I had a feeling. And I was like, yeah. I was in the back like, yeah. And then he's looking at me like, why are you so happy? And in my head, I'm like, I don't even know, because I'm still in shock. Like, I don't even know. Like, in my head, I know that I don't look like I'm pregnant, therefore it's not really real yet. I remember calling my dad first. No, actually, that's a lie. That's a lie. I called my older brother first. And I was like, are you busy? And he was like, no, what's up? And I'm like, so basically, and I was like, bare I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, what? I mean, like, what's up? I'm pregnant. And he was like, thank the Lord I'm sitting down. I remember him telling me, thank the Lord I'm sitting down. Because he must have thought, oh, Wani, my sister just get married last year. Do you know what I mean? And now I'm pregnant. These times, I actually didn't know how far I was. All I knew, because I got a cheap thing as well. My pregnancy test was a cheapie. Do you get it? It wasn't even expensive and that. So it wasn't even telling me 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It was just saying 2 lines. That's it. So then it was telling my dad. So I called my dad. And I felt like it was quite easy to tell my dad. Walaikum, Dad. And he's like, Walaikum Salam. And then I was like, yeah, so I just got some news. Like, and he could probably tell I was grinning, bare teeth, like bare gnashes on the show. Yeah, I got some news. I'm pregnant. And then he was like, oh, mashallah. Like, that was literally my dad's reaction. He was like, oh, mashallah. He was like, okay, good. Have you told your mum? These times my mum was at work. So my mum got in and I was like, do you know what? This is actually the time to tell my mum. My husband pretended to sleep. Like, what kind of foolishness? He said, I'm leaving it to you, hun, right? Bear in mind, the rest of my brothers didn't actually know, except my eldest one. It was one of them ones where it was just like, yo, Amina, what are we going to do here? You know what I mean? Like, we got so many people to tell, because I've got a whole SWAT team. And then my husband's side is just literally his brother, his sister, his mum and dad. Do you know what I mean? But me, I've got a whole gang. So I just said, like, well, when it comes to telling, like, the rest of my brothers, we'll just tell them all at the same time. Like, giving public announcement. And also my stepdad as well, like, bro, it's long. Bare people, man. Bare people to tell. Bear in mind, this is only my first child. Bloody hell. When my mum came in, I remember, even after we found out we was pregnant, I hid the pregnancy test, like, behind this unit thing that was on my desk. Don't ask me. I just literally wrapped it in tissue and I hid it. I don't know. I felt like... I felt like if I didn't hide it, then someone's going to find it, even though, what are you looking for? Yeah? So I've hidden my pregnancy test. So when my mum comes in, I was like, okay, I need to tell her. So I was like, Mum. So she comes to my room. Yeah, what's up? Like, telling me about work. I'm like, Mum, it's not about you right now. Hi, it's not about you. I've got something to tell you. She's looking at me like, what? Like, my mum didn't even try and guess. She just said, what? Like, what is it? Because I was too serious. I remember looking, I don't know why I was looking at the light in the hallway. I'm staring into a bulb. My mum's like, Amina, what? I said, okay, 1 second. So I've gone to my hiding spot, which is behind the unit on my desk, and I've got the pregnancy test out, which is wrapped in tissue. So I've taken my mum this wrapped something, right? So I've come with this bundle of tissue and I'm unraveling the tissue, right? Mum was looking at me like, is this girl all right? Look, and I'm unraveling it. I must have used half the toilet roll. So I think my mum was looking at me side eye anyway, thinking, this is my toilet roll. Did you get it? Child, let me make sure my thing's marinating. I managed to unravel all of it and I just literally just stuck it in front of her. Why is my mum grabbing a piece of the tissue to hold the part that, by the way, doesn't have any urine on? So I don't know what she was doing, but she must have thought, germs. Uses tissue and she's holding it on the tip and she's looking at this thing and she's like, she starts squinting. You know how mums squint? I feel like all mums do this. Mums do this thing where they have to, first of all, look at things from a distance and then, like, zoom it in and then, like, zoom it back out. Like, so mum's doing all zoom and zoom out. And then she even held it up to the same light bulb that I was looking at in the hallway. She's holding it up to the light. So she's like, what does this mean? Right? It was so funny. Mum's like, what does this mean? I said, Mum, I'm pregnant. She's like, oh my God, you're pregnant. I was like, I'm pregnant. She's like, you're pregnant. And me and my mum were like jumping up and down. I was gassed. I was like, yes, mum. Like everyone else is giving me this like, mashallah, thank the Lord I'm sitting down. My mum's like, what? Brrr, pop, 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 pop. Yeah? Mum's gassed. Why is my husband pretending to sleep? So my mum busts into the bed. Mum jumps on the bed, jumps onto him, yeah, and was like, you're pregnant, like boxing him up, yeah, like in a celebration box. You know, like when you get birthday beats, yeah? She was just like, that's amazing. Have you told your mum? So he's like, yeah, we told my mum. And my mum kind of guessed from the beginning. And she was like, how do you feel? Have you not told your brothers? I said I told my older brother. I said I told my dad. She was like, you need to tell everyone. I said, we'll do that tomorrow, mum. Like, no one's got time. It's late. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, that was literally that day, yeah? So now I found out I was pregnant. I've told my husband knows, my mum knows, my dad knows, my brother knows. The rest of the gang don't know yet. But the next day, what we had decided, this was a weekend. I remember because no one was at work. And so I remember my brother coming in from, I don't know where he come from, actually. I don't even know why everyone happened to be there that day as well, except my older brother. Like, everyone just happened to be there. Right? So then I was like, guys, I need everyone to come into this room. So everyone's looking like, what's going on? Do you get me? Because the only time we ever hold a meeting is when it's time to on-site someone. I'll be so real. Don't worry about it. You lot, we need to have a meeting. All my brothers come into my room, come in like one, I even know, like information, come like this is assembly, right? They come and they just standing around, and my husband slid off the bed onto the floor. He must have thought, look, I need to be grounded when I deliver this news. I don't even know what he thought, right? But me and my big smiling teeth, I'm like, yeah, so basically we wanted to let you lot know. Why is my husband hyperventilating on the floor, please? Why? Fucking deep breaths. Deep breaths. I don't know if he thought there was going to be a beef thing now. Okay, do you get it? Like, I don't know what he thought. But like, my guy, we're married. Like, it's okay. You get me? Everyone's looking at him like, you're right, kind of thing, yeah? Anyway, I said the news because even though the agreement was that my husband was going to say, I was like, guys, so yeah, I'm expecting you guys are going to be uncles. I think that's how I dropped it. I was like, you guys are going to be uncles. And everyone was like, oh, like, for real? Like, everyone was really calm. You get me? Like, man, them are just calm with it. You get me? They don't really do too much. So they were just like, okay, like, mashallah, like, yeah, congratulations, guys. No, no, no. Hugs. Everyone's giving hugs. Nah, they had to lift my man off the floor. Can you get me to give him a hug? Because why are you still on the floor? Like, it was so funny. I remember telling I think my husband told my stepdad or whatever. So like now, everyone that needs to know knows. Because I don't know how these things work. Do you get it? Like, I don't know how these things work. And you never know what can happen as well. Like, with pregnancy, so you don't want to be too fast telling up everybody and then you must untell everybody. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so that was literally that when it came to like finding out about that I was pregnant with my first child. When it came to the names, it was a thing where it was like, if it's a boy or if it's a girl, right? And having a boy's name was light work, you get me? And I'll tell you like the boy's name that we had, because if I had a son now, I wouldn't use it. But the name that we had for a boy, if it was going to be a boy, was Zaid. And it was just a name that I always loved. I was like, that name slaps. I think my mum had a friend who had a son called Zaid. And I just thought like, right, that's different. Like back them times, do you get it? So I was like, yeah, like Zaid's a sick name. And then for a girl, I said I really liked the name Ruqayya. Yeah, I was like, yeah, Ruqayya. No, because she was getting cold. I really like the name Ruqayya. No. Why did my husband turn around and say no? He said no. He said, Amina, you just made up that name. He said, you and your made up names. What's wrong with you? Just pick a normal name. I said, are you dumb? I said, that's the Prophet's daughter's name. He said, what? I said, research it. So he did. Then automatically he was like, no, that name slaps. Because he knew that the name slapped, but he didn't. He thought I was just making up a name. And like, for him, it was a thing where he actually genuinely wanted like an Islamic name that's like real and authentic. Do you get it? Like, he did it with a good meaning. Like, he didn't want me to just be making up my own little something and then like we run with it when there's all these beautiful names. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's always good to name your children with a name that's a good name. Now he's agreeing, so now we're on the same page. So it wasn't even a beef thing to find her name. Like, I had the name from time. He knew what it meant now, and it was a thing where it was like, let's run with it. Like, if it's a boy, that's the name. If it's a girl, that's the name, right? So anyway, fast forward, she was born, she had the name, and then I remember adding the middle name as Imani because my mum's Muslim name is Iman. So I was like, yo, Rakeh Imani, like it slaps, you get it? So that was basically how we got her name. So moving on to child number 2. Child number 2 came in 2000 and, so I gave birth in 2016, right? And if you guys want me to do like a separate video on like my labours and like, I would fully do that. When it came to my second child, I fell pregnant with my second child, and she wasn't planned, but she was more planned. Like, she was probably the most planned. It was a thing where it was like, it was a nice age gap that we wanted, like, you know, 2 years in between. And it was a thing where it was just like, oh, it would be nice to have like another child now, especially while I'm in the swing of like motherhood and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm already restricted. If I wanted to have more children, I think it was best to kind of like have them a little bit closer in age. Yes, beat coming true. So it was a thing where it was like, she wasn't like planned per se, but she was more of like, it would be nice to have another one, if that makes sense. When I found out I was pregnant with her, again, because it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant, it was more like, oh my gosh, I'm actually pregnant. It was cool, do you get it? So there was nothing really dramatic when it came to her, but the only dramatic thing came when it came to picking her name. Because, so basically, look, I don't know about you lot, but I love names what are like countries. I love the name Paris. I've got a cousin called Paris, actually. I love the name Milan. I love the name Malaysia. I love the name Asia. And I wanted to call her Asia. I love the name India. Like, I just love names what are like countries and continents. Like, I don't know why, but I just like it. One day I'm thinking, yeah, like the first time when I picked the name, it was Gucci. I'm thinking if I go chat to my husband about this one, it should be all right, innit? Because it was fine the first time. No, sir. Why is my husband talking about? Absolutely not. My child is not going to be called after no continent, after no country. Amina, there's all these names and you're picking a country and a continent. And I was creasing. I was like, you're actually too ghetto. Like, you actually need to relax. Because, first of all, this is my child. He's like, what are you on about? And I'm like, it's me carrying the child. Technically, if it's a girl, I should pick. If it's a daughter, mind you, we're not even on 20 weeks yet. We ain't even on 20 weeks scan to know if it's a girl or not. Okay, so we don't even know if it's a boy or girl. If it's a girl, it should be me picking the name. That's just how I felt in my head. You get it? But he was like, absolutely not. Like, there's no way my child is going to be called this. Da, 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 da. I thought, all right, cool. So she kind of didn't have a name, but the only name that we did both like, which I wasn't in love with the name Inaya, because I just felt like everyone's family has an Inaya. And I know someone right now, you're watching this video and you're like, yeah, we have an Inaya too. Either Anaya or Inaya, like, do you get it? I was just like, nah, everyone's got that. I was like, I just want my children to have like unique names. And I feel like a black girl called Asia. Guys, this is what my face is looking like so far. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Yeah, so I'm like, look, all right, cool. Like, what we'll do is we like the name Inaya. If anything else comes up, like, you get me, or after we find out what we're having, and then maybe closer to be giving birth, then we'll kind of reevaluate. But at the moment, the only name we agree on is Inaya. We'll just have it there for if we're gonna have it there. Cool. So me being me, I waited until it was time to give birth, guys. One thing about me, I'm a plan, I'm a plot, I'm a know when drop, right? So I waited until the girl has come out of the womb. Don't play with it. First of all, she came 5 weeks early, but that's a story for another time. That's what I'm saying. If you don't want me to chat about the labours and that, it was a mad thing. Yeah, I didn't even have a blanket. Anyway, let me stay on task before we're here for like 3 hours. So the baby has just exited the womb. The baby is now breathing in this dirty, toxic air. And I turned to my husband and I said, don't you think she looks like an Asia? One thing about me, I'm an opportunist, you know. I'm an opportunist, okay? I'm gonna take the opportunity. I was like, don't you think she looks like an Asia? Like, what do you think? I'm not even letting him time to reply. I'm like, what, she looks like an Asia. She looks like an Asia, yeah? These times, I haven't even looked at my youth. I didn't even see my child yet because the midwife took her out and went and go weigh her straight away. Didn't even put her on me, like, skin to skin. So, I was like, look at her. She looks like an Asia, yeah? So anyway, my husband, he denies it all now. My husband keeps denying this, but he was like, Like, he weren't saying yes, but he weren't saying no, guys. This is the same man who a couple months ago was like, she's not being called a continent. She will not be named after her country. And now he's like, So me and my fast self, which I shouldn't have been fast. You see me? I shouldn't have been fast. I should have waited there and take my time. And I should have kept my mouth shut and let him answer. That's how you work your magic, girls. Take notes. No, I'm too fast. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's put it as a middle name. My husband was like, all right, cool. These times, I probably, if I kept my mouth closed for 20 more seconds, I probably would have had it as a first name. Even up until now, my husband likes to deny that he was involved in naming her Inaya Asia. These times, the same man is the one who be signing the birth certificate. So I'm like, so how is it that the birth certificate got signed with your name, initial, birth, country, signature, and you didn't know her name was Inaya Asia? It be your own people, okay? It be the man in your life. Let me set under these eyes a little bit with my Trigwell Cosmetic powder, because it just slaps the hardest. I need to get more of this, actually, I'll be honest. Let me just sit under here because I don't want creasing. You get me? Smooth gal. Just right under the eye. And if you don't make ugly faces when you're doing your makeup, that's why it comes out dead. I'll be so real. So that was when we found out Inaya, like when I found out I was pregnant with Inaya, and then also kind of just like how we kind of got her name. It was Kalesa, which is my last child, where the beef was beefing, you guys. So we've already had like, okay, first of all, how did I even find out I was pregnant with this youth? I feel like the PTSD is kicking in because, guys, one day I have a 7-month-old child, I have a 2-year-old daughter, and I have a 7-month-old daughter, okay? And I'm on maternity leave from work. Yeah? So it's a thing where it's like, yo, like, I'm actually going to have my meeting soon to discuss what day I'm coming back, like, return date, new hours if I need to, like, you know, just that kind of stuff there. And them times there, I'm working in a secondary school. So you can imagine, like, you know, I'm really enjoying my break because these damn kids, okay? I just decided, you know, sometimes you just go through that time when your kids are like growing out of things and everyone's just growing up and everything is getting too small and baby grows and you need to cut the feet off because the baby's just long now. All of this stuff was happening. So I just did a massive clean. And not only did I like de-junk the children's clothes, I also decided to de-junk mine as well. Like, I've just got like underwear I want to throw out. Like, it was just one of them ones. So me, please guys, I need you to take this moment in. I went into my underwear drawer and I had some pregnancy tests. I also had a very expensive pregnancy test. I'm talking about clear blue. I'm talking about, are you dumb? I'm not wasting that. I'm not throwing it in the bin. Even though I ain't pregnant, but I just need to like get rid of my stuff. Like, why have I got all this stuff in my drawer? Why am I taking a pregnancy test from my underwear drawer and deciding that because I don't want to throw it away because it's a clear blue and it cost me £10, that I'm going to wee on it? Went to the bathroom and I weed on this pregnancy test that I didn't want to waste because it cost me £10. Why is there 2 lines? Why? Why are the lines shining bright? I panicked. I said, no sir. I went back in my room and I got more pregnancy tests because the other ones were the little cheap pound ones, yeah? And I had to take all of them because why am I, how? Nah. No. I said no. I'm sat on the toilet, guys, and I'm talking to myself, talking about no, I'm in denial. I said no. And you know what I did on that same toilet? I started cracking up. Guys, I started busting, I started cracking up, I started laughing my head off because I said, what? Who is going to believe this? The thing is about in that moment, I lost all my senses. In that moment, I lost all of my senses because usually you just know like, okay, cool, I'm pregnant, but like, I'm not going to give birth tomorrow. In my head, I was like, how am I going to give birth? And I've already got a 7-month. How am I going to cope with a newborn in a 7-month? And then I had to like deep it. Like, girl, you're not going to give birth tomorrow. You've got like, how long left? Who knows? Because how far are you? Who even knows? Still in the toilet. I've gone through all different kind of emotions in one. Like, it was giving mental health. in that moment. Like, why am I going through an episode right now? I've gone from cracking up, you'd think I was watching a comedy video, to actual almost in tears, but the tears didn't actually come out my face. And then I was like contemplating life, having like a small mini panic attack. And then I'm like, nah, so how did this work, mate? I don't understand this one. Then I'm thinking all of the pregnancy tests that I've just taken are rigged. I said they're all fake. I said, this is a prank. I'm pranking myself. This must be a prank. This cannot be real. They're all broken. Yeah, it was just one of them ones. So I remember when I came to tell my husband did not believe me. You know what my husband did? He went to go and get more pregnancy tests. He went to get more because he said it's not possible. It's not possible. And to be fair, I didn't think it was possible anyway, because I was actually on the pill them times. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Telling everyone else was just, if I remember correctly, it was like awkwardly like weird, because we've got a 7-month-old child. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, guys, I'm pregnant again. And then I had to go to work now. And on my meeting day, to literally discuss that, hi, like, this is the day I'm going to come back to work. These are going to be the days that I come to work. You know, just discuss your working hours and stuff like that. Why am I telling my HR plot twist? Now, one thing about me, I'm not serious. I was like, oh, by the way, plot twist, I'm pregnant again. She goes, you are? I was like, yeah. Like, I was not serious in life. Like, who? Why am I unserious, Amina? Sorry, I just had to have a quick word. Why am I unserious? Like, you actually need to pattern up. Because why am I telling the woman plot twist in the office? This is meant to be serious. These times I've come into my meeting with my child as well. With my 7-month-old child. Yeah, we really I just knew that by the time my daughter, Inaya, was 1 year and 7 months, I knew I was going to be giving birth to another child. Was she 7 months? Maybe she was 8 months. I can't remember. Anyway, I just knew that soon we're going to be giving birth to another child. And I wasn't ready. Like, I actually wasn't ready for real, because I was just like, how am I going to manage? Like, you really start overthinking in them times. When it came to picking Kalace's name, it was a thing where at this point, there is no names. Like, at this point, whatever name I want is definitely made up in my head, because there's no names at this point that bangs. For me, I've got 2 children already. The second one was an absolute, do you know what I mean? Like, back and forth. So for me, it's like, yo, this last one, if it's a girl, these times I proper thought it was going to be a boy. Every single, I was high risk pregnancy, and every single scan I had to get them to double check. I was like, no, can you just check again? Because y'all ain't gonna play with me now. Like, I'm a think it's a girl, and next minute I'm seeing that it's Mandem. I just feel like I was gonna be that person that it's gonna happen to. So every single scan that I had, they had to confirm that it's definitely a girl. They did confirm that it's definitely a girl. The entire rest of the pregnancy was a conversation on what the hell are we gonna name this child. The name that I had, which I'm not gonna reveal, because I feel like if I ever have another daughter, we're going to use the name, because we've run out completely now. There's no names. I'm just brightening my under eye, you lot. I was like, look, one thing that we're not going to do in this dunya is have a madness about names. So my husband wanted to name my last daughter Khadija. Now, Khadija's not a bad name. It's a cute name. I've even got like really good friends called Khadija. However, for me, it was a thing where I was like, I know multiple people called Khadija, and I really wanted to have names what weren't so common. You know, back them times when 2019. Do you know how many people are alive right now? Like, we can't be like everybody else. We need to try and think out the box. Look, these kids are gonna have to have these names for life. So anyway, it was just some long thing with my husband, talking about the names. Like, nah, I don't want this name. The only name he liked was Khadija. And again, I don't want to reveal the name that I like wanted at the time, but it was a thing where no other name was matching it. It was no other name was banging like the name that I wanted. The baby is born. For multiple weeks, why is my child called Baby? Don't annoy me. My child was called Baby for multiple weeks, like a good solid 2 weeks. The child has no name, because my husband saying he want this name, and I said absolutely no. I said I want this name, he said absolutely no. I said cool. He said cool. I thought, all right. I went through every single book. I went through every single internet website on Islamic names, and I even typed Muslim. I tried to find different keywords thinking it will bring me another website. One day my brother comes round to come and see us and stuff, and he was like, right, let's try and find this name for the baby. I said, look, you're not going to find a name on no website, because I've been through every single website. My brother was like, Amina, I think I found a name. I think I found a name that's similar to the name that you want, and it's also quite similar to the name that he wants. I said, you haven't found a name, but say it anyway. So he's trying to figure out how to pronounce it. And then he was like, Kalesa. I nearly dropped the baby. Said, hold up, say that again. Say that again. Kalesa, like he's reading it, innit? He's reading it slow-mo, innit? So he's like, Kalesa? 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 I'm like, shut up. Khalesa. Her name is Khalesa. But obviously, you get me, in regular English, you just say Kalesa. But I was like, love it. I was like, that is the name. I remember standing up with the youth, you know, I stood, I rose, I risen. I said, that's the name. And then my husband was like, that's the name. That name bangs. Then obviously we went through the meaning, all of that, and I said, that is the name. That is her name, Kalesa. And then, because my birth surrounding my daughter, my grandmother passed away during my labour with Kalesa. We initially was going through all different names because I was going to like remix some type of name that's similar to my grandmother's name. Like we was doing a lot to get this name. So when this name came, I said, this is stunning. I was like, absolutely, yeah. To go with my dad's Muslim name, because my mum and my dad are reverts. So to go with my dad's Muslim name, we kind of remixed that and then her middle name. Because the other two had a middle name, I just had to give her one. Because I was like, yo, it can't have two you then with a middle name and this you ain't got no middle name. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I just felt like everything has to be the same. Once you do one for one, you do one for the rest. Do you know what I mean? So that's literally why she had a middle name. So her middle name was Elmira, because it just basically like remixed of my dad's Muslim name. So yeah, like, so that's how we got the name Kalesa Elmira. Yeah, so she went 2 weeks of her life, 2 going on 3 I think weeks of her life without no name. She was just called the baby. I've just literally stuck my lashes on and done my eyes off camera because I can't talk and stick lashes on, okay? I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna quickly do my lip combo. Not really sure what lip combo I want to do actually, because your girl, I ain't even got my full lip combo here. How are we gonna do this? But yeah, it's very much the most super special thing, like having children. And people don't mind their womb. People really be fast asking you like, oh, don't you want to try for a boy? You need a son. Don't tell me what I need. Don't tell me what I need. I need you to get out my womb. That's what I need you to do. And we really need to normalize like not pushing children onto women, because not everybody actually wants to have a child. Do you know what I mean? And then like there's some people who may be trying, but it's not your business. They may not actually be able to conceive. But people in this dunya, knowing that I have daughters, always ask me, do I want to have a son? And and I'm just like, I want to have whatever like God wills for me to have. But me personally, I wouldn't like try and get pregnant, if that makes sense, because I'm very much a high risk pregnancy as well. Like, you know, in future stories I'll probably go into that, like why I'm high risk, how I'm high risk, what happens to me when I give birth. Guys, I really appreciate you for watching this video to the end. Obviously, if you're feeling the vibe, subscribe. Only if you're feeling the vibe, then subscribe. Because I don't want no community that's half-hearted. I need y'all to support me. Okay, so if you're feeling the vibe, subscribe. If not, it's cool. But the rest of you guys, I'll see you guys in my next video.
Yeah, something that makes me look at you too out there. Baby, you can give it something. Baby, I can run all the time.